This is a message from your guides reading for Human Angel. So I'm going to go ahead and get into our crystals, and then I will surround us with some protective space. So I have my Shadowkite here, and this has to do with psychic abilities, grounding, and healing abilities, your third eye, your crown chakra, um, and in your case as well, this manifesting ability that you have, because it's just more of psychic abilities in general, just metaphysical abilities in general. And then I have my purple fluorite here, a lot of the same things with that, psychic abilities in general, also claircognizance, mental clarity, and sort of cleaning out mental clutter. And then I have here my obsidian. This is really good at deflecting energies and cleansing your space, as well as absorbing energies that you don't want. And then both of those, the obsidian and the purple fluorite, are also good for psychic protection. Okay, so I've got a white flash over here. So your guides right away are pointing out your root chakra. Whoa, I feel my solar plexus again right away. I think I felt that during our last reading. And I feel my throat a bit. I feel like these are 3 centers to really work on. I feel the sacral a bit, and I wonder if they've mentioned the sacral with you before. I think maybe they have, and they're kind of reminding me of it. But I feel like for some reason right now they're focusing on these specific 3. I feel like there is something, not that there's nothing left to clear in the sacral, but I feel like for a little while you can focus on some of the other chakras, because I feel like there have been some significant shifts there where there is something that you've significantly cleansed out in your sacral chakra. So the root, the solar plexus, and the throat. And grounding, as I feel like something really coming in. Getting really grounded, and I feel like that is going to help you specifically with this ability and learning how to control it and learning how to really use it for your benefit. And I feel like before they can really take you too much further with it, I feel like more grounding is something that is really necessary. Also, it feels like setting boundaries energetically, but also even in a spoken way. And I feel like that can actually as well enable groundedness. I know you were asking about your job at one point. There's actually a strong feeling from your guides, like in some ways your job it's a benefit to you in some ways, like all jobs would be. Obviously, all jobs are going to give you a paycheck. All jobs are going to benefit you in that way, and even in some other ways too, but in ways that they would kind of all have in common. In ways that any job would give you, it gets you out of the house and you're doing something, you know, you're around people, you're making money. There can be different benefits. But it feels like the right people are more at a different place. It feels like, I don't know, there's a feeling like in some ways to your guides, the cons kind of outweigh the pros. It feels like Um, it feels like it's not the most stable environment energetically or even emotionally. It doesn't feel like you really fit in there. And on the one hand, it would be harder for you to fit in a sense, just because of who you are, and you're not quite the same as everyone else or into the same things. Obviously, nobody is the same, but I think you know in the way that I mean it, you are different. Um, you're a human angel, obviously, so you know you're bound to have a different energy, obviously, than most humans. And so fitting in, um, it might not always come that naturally, but at the same time, I feel like they mean this a bit differently because it feels like this is more a place where you don't fit. Like it doesn't really feel like it's necessarily the right place for you, like it's the right fit for you at this time, or kind of at all. But especially more now, it feels like you're more and more coming into an energy, um, that feels like it's kind of going against that experience more and kind of pushing that away more. Um, there's a vibration, like, especially this new energy that you're coming into, it just feels like this environment isn't that stable for a higher energy or a cleansed energy. And it feels like it's not really that supportive of your nature, and it feels like it won't really support you in the long run of kind of knowing yourself and getting more in tune with your own energies and manifesting not only um, with this ability, like your healing and things like that, but also just even in the way of finances and goals. It feels like this is definitely a temporary place, but it feels like um, you've spent more time there than you're going to spend. It feels like the time frame is getting closer to when you're going to be leaving. It would be even good maybe to look at getting a new type of job. It might be good to look into that, or going to a new type of place, a different surrounding. It feels like, with different people and a different vibration. It feels like where you're doing something that is a bit different, that you're still qualified to do, but so it's a job that you can get, but at the same time, not one that you're going to feel so stuck in, or so much like it's not really the right fit for you, in the sense of sort of your place and where you're supposed to be going right now, just with your path and who you are, and sort of reaching your own kind of zen or enlightenment, they're saying. Your guides are saying that you're definitely meant to become more and more enlightened, on your path, and definitely have more spiritual realizations. I feel like this is a life for you where you come into a lot of spiritual understanding, and where you really grow a lot spiritually, and you kind of take leaps and bounds, that you haven't been able to previously. And with your own self growth and your own enlightenment, your own ascension. It feels like um, you're going to be building and building upon that. And it feels like there's like a mass amount of potential for you to really um, grow spiritually and with your spiritual and personal development in this lifetime, and that you're going to really reach leaps and bounds again that you haven't before in that way, in that area. It feels like your psychic abilities also will increase to the point where you can use them in ways where you haven't really been able to before. And your guides are saying that you're definitely going to be moving up. And it's almost in this way like people say they're moving forward, and your guides are saying you're more moving up. It's still going in this direction, but it's almost an upward thing, which tells me that you're really going to be heightening your sense of self and who you are, and knowing who you are and your place here, and having spiritual knowledge and understanding that you didn't before. Your vibration is really going to be increasing. Okay. Okay, so that is the message for this week. Thank you very much for allowing me to connect with your guides once again. And as always, I truly hope that this benefits you.